Hi, my name is Razafimahefa. I'm from Madagascar, and I'm the Vice President of the Confederation of Tourism of Madagascar, which is actually then the number one of private tourism organization in the country. We cover about like 9 major organizations within the business, from hospitality, tourism operations, national parks, training schools, and as well as transportations infrastructures, from ground transportations to aerial transportations, and we also have the tourist guide within that. So for now, at the time I speak, we are up to around 700 members within that, with companies and as well as organizations, and we are the main advocacy for tourism sectors, for private sector to public sector dialogue, in the country.
That's phenomenal. Thank you very much for sharing that. Tell us a little bit about Madagascar, and also give us a bit of an update on terms of how you're doing.
Okay, so Madagascar, as an island, many people knows like, okay, what do you have around that island? Like beautiful beaches and wonderful oceans and all that. But Madagascar is more than this. Madagascar is more than the cartoon that I love to say that to people. That Madagascar is first a country with amazing people, full of cultural heritage, connecting Asian and Africa together. So it's a great mosaic of a country. But also Madagascar is known of hosting most of the incredible and unique wildlife that we have there. Like people here in Africa, they speak more about the great apes. In Madagascar, we talk about the small five, with our lemurs, like the ancestors of the simians or the monkeys, and then we have up to more than 100 different species of this. So it's a country like everywhere we travel, everywhere we go, and then you are sure that everything you see is like nowhere else in the world. So Madagascar as well, is one of the 4th biggest island in the world, and have an incredible, again, vision of developing tourism. The reason why the private sector is here, participating on WTTC, with a new perspective on how we could promote, develop, and as well improve tourism business and tourism doing business in the country by knowing what the world is doing today, because you cannot only follow the trends of consumers, you also need to follow the trends of business makers.
And as you said, here we are at the Global Summit in Rwanda. What are you looking to learn from the summit and from all of the colleagues around the world here at WTTC?
First of all, I would love to mention that our reason of being in WTTC Global Summit is thanks to our cooperation with the wonderful team of Rwanda Chamber of Tourism. We've just signed an MOU partnership with them for the next 3 years. Then Rwanda and Madagascar private sector will work closely together, identifying issues, but as well solutions, how to tackle tourism development within African countries. How can we actually learn from them? There's a lot of good practices in this wonderful country, but we also have something that we could put on the table, that could be also, I would say, useful for Rwanda's tourism. One of that is the MICE tourism, and WTTC Summit is one of the best platform for private sectors to meet up. And this year's topic is just amazing, building bridges to sustainability. How could we now, post-COVID, sustain our business? How could we now sustain our investment in tourism? It's not only about money, but how about the people that we hire, that we work with, our collaborators? COVID taught us so much, and a lot of turnover on the business after COVID. How could we keep the competences, and how could we make the tourism business still attractive enough for the new generation? Madagascar is a very young population. Almost half of the population has 15 years old and under, which could be a huge asset for our country, as it could be as well a disaster, a social disaster for any country.
Just going to pause for the man to go past.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We got it.
You got it. Okay.
Well, hold on. Flying for a screen.
Yeah, so as I said, as a young population, what is the future? When you are one of the poorest countries in the world in terms of economy, but you are one of the richest in terms of natural resources, how could you actually take advantage of that? And it's not only with the government. It has to be public and private. A strong private sector will bring a strong economy to any country. A strong public vision will be as well, a safe investment platform for the private sector. So WTTC is this kind of, event where you actually aspire to bring a change and aspire as well, to bring new, emerging, trends of activities within the tourism business.
And here we are on day 2 as we look towards the close. What are you going to be taking away with you from this summit?
I'd really love all the thematic and topics of the panel discussions. Connect, promote. But one thing that I will really, really retain in this is human connectivity. That should always be the focus of all our business. Whatever we do, money could be sustainable, finance could be sustainable, but what about the human being? What about the natural resources? When we think that, going on conservation, preservation, investment and hospitality investment, big hotels and places, we should not forget the local people were there before us. And how could we actually give them back, and all respect them on how they could be a stakeholder and the partaker of what we're doing.
And how is Madagascar approaching this opportunity in terms of realizing the potential of its human capital?
I always say that, and it's my personal opinion, as a crawling baby as an island, trying to find its best way, how to connect with the world. When you are a crawling baby, you try to put in your mouth everything that you see. And then you need a limit, a framework of someone to tell you, okay, this is not good for you. And how do you know that? By knowing the benchmark of the other countries. You have to connect with the world, you have to know them, you have to be in touch with them, and you have to follow up what is good for you and what fits your personal, or the country's capacity of responding to those needs. It's not because MICE is an amazing trend and product for Rwanda that it should be and that will be as well for the same for Madagascar. It's not that mass tourism is good for some countries, that it will be for the country, and how to sustain that connectivity between human being wellness and your business investment.
Some great thoughts there. Thank you so much for sharing them with us today.
Thank you so much for hosting me here, and I really hope to be back again. Madagascar will be back again in World WTTC Global Summit.
And we look forward to visiting you too.
Oh, well, you're really welcome. Please come. Yeah, and it's better to come and then to see it than to hear from someone passionate like I am to, how is it about. Thank you so much.